It's a story of love gone terribly wrong, of a woman's fight for freedom and the ultimate price she paid. Our tale begins in the sun-drenched city of Brisbane, Australia, where a young woman named Hannah Clark lived a seemingly ordinary life. Born on September 8, 1988, Hannah was a vibrant soul with a passion for sports and the great outdoors. Little did she know her path would soon intertwine with a man whose love would become a twisted obsession. Around 2007, Hannah met Rowan Baxter, a former rugby player with the New Zealand Warriors. At the tender age of 19, she fell for the charming 30-year-old, believing she had found her soulmate. For 4 blissful years, their relationship seemed like a fairy tale. Rowan doted on Hannah, spinning tales of a devastating divorce that left him lost and yearning for a love like theirs. In 2011, Rowan proposed, and the following year they exchanged vows in the picturesque town of Kingscliff. But, as the honeymoon phase faded, a sinister transformation began to take hold within Rowan. Like a switch being flipped, his entire demeanor changed, casting a dark shadow over their once idyllic union. Suddenly, Rowan became obsessively controlling, demanding to know Hannah's every move, every breath she took. He belittled her, called her names, and dictated what she could wear. Hannah's world shrank, with Rowan becoming the sole focus of her existence. He isolated her from friends and family, cut off her access to their finances, and even went so far as to secretly record and track her movements. But there's more to this twisted tale. Rowan's infidelity knew no bounds, as he brazenly carried out numerous affairs, flaunting his indiscretions before friends and family. His cousin, Sandra, recalled catching him sending hundreds of explicit texts at a family barbecue. The ultimate betrayal, unfolding before her very eyes. Yet Hannah persevered, clinging to the hope that starting a family would tame the beast within Rowan. They welcomed 3 beautiful children into the world, daughters Aaliyah, Liana, and a son named Trey. But Rowan's behavior only worsened, and Hannah found herself fighting to protect her little ones from the man who should have been their shield. At the start of 2020, with courage in her heart and the support of her loved ones, Hannah finally broke free from Rowan's grip. She reclaimed her maiden name, packed up her children, and sought refuge with her parents. But Rowan, enraged by her defiance, stalked her relentlessly, haunting the very places she sought solace. Despite Hannah's efforts to seek legal protection, the courts granted Rowan access to their children, a decision that would ultimately seal their fate. On the fateful morning of February 19, 2020, as Hannah prepared for the school run, Rowan forced his way into her car. In a harrowing act of unspeakable cruelty, he doused Hannah and their 3 innocent children with gasoline before setting them ablaze. The details of that horrific morning still send shivers down my spine. Witnesses watched in horror as Hannah leapt from the burning vehicle, all her anguished cries piercing the air. "He's poured petrol on me!" A brave soul, a man on the street, tried desperately to rescue the trapped children, but Rowan stood in his way, pushing him back and threatening him with a knife. The man, undeterred, sustained burns to his face and body in a valiant attempt to save the innocent lives within that fiery tomb. As the flames engulfed the car, Rowan took his own life, stabbing himself in the chest. His final act was one of cowardice, ensuring he would never face the consequences of his monstrous crime. The devastating aftermath left 6-year-old Aaliyah, 4-year-old Liana, and 3-year-old Trey lifeless at the scene, their vibrant souls extinguished by the very man who should have protected them. Hannah, their beloved mother, clung to life long enough to recount Rowan's heinous actions to first responders before succumbing to her injuries that night. Her burns covered a staggering 97% of her body, a testament to the unimaginable pain she endured in those final moments. On March 9th, 2020, a single coffin bore the bodies of Hannah and her 3 precious children, laid to rest together in a heartbreaking farewell. In the wake of this tragedy, Rowan's family expressed shock and disgust, guilt weighing heavily upon them for their association with such a monster. But Hannah's loved ones channeled their grief into action, determined to ensure her sacrifice would not be in vain. They held a vigil at the Bill Hewitt Reserve in Camp Hill. Over 1,000 people adorned in pink, a color Rowan had once forbidden Hannah to wear, united in their stand against domestic abuse. Hannah's longtime friend, Nikki Brooks, addressed the crowd with a powerful message. "We are a nation of pain," she declared, warning them of the dangers of turning a blind eye to domestic violence. "Don't back away from your friends for the sake of convenience. Time's up for domestic abuse." In a poignant tribute, a portion of the Bill Hewitt Reserve was renamed Hannah's Place, a permanent reminder of the women whose life was cut short, but whose legacy would live on. Hannah's family founded the charity Small Steps for Hannah, a beacon of hope in the fight against domestic violence in Australia. Their efforts memorialized Hannah and her children, shedding light on the often overlooked forms of emotional and financial abuse that plague relationships. In 2020, Hannah was posthumously named one of the Marie Claire magazine's Women of the Year, recognized for the impact of Small Steps for Hannah and their mission to highlight the dangers of domestic abuse in all its insidious forms. As the embers of campfire dance before us, let us pause and reflect on the life Hannah could have lived. She was a devoted mother, a fitness enthusiast who won the Australian title for fittest mum in a CrossFit competition. Her love for the beach and the great outdoors was unparalleled. And in the aftermath of her traumatic marriage, she had set her sights on becoming a police officer, inspired by those who had supported her during her darkest hours. Hannah's bravery in escaping years of cruel, manipulative psychological domination at the hands of the man who should have been her rock, her partner, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Tragically, she paid the ultimate price for her courage. But her story, as harrowing as it is, serves as a rallying cry for change. It reminds us that domestic violence takes many forms, and that emotional and financial abuse can be just as crippling as physical harm.